Good morning and welcome back to the garden. We are going to do just a really quick little sex education information in the garden this morning, and we are talking about squash flowers. Now, I want to tell you first that all flowers are not created equal. When you're looking at squash flowers, let me bring you in closer and show you. Some are male and some are female. This beautiful flower right here is a male squash. And how do I know that? First of all, because I am going to look at the stem and there is no fruit attached to this stem. It is stem straight to flower. And then when you look at the inside of this flower, you see a protruding part that is completely covered in pollen. So that is your male flower. Your female flowers, on the other hand, go from stem to fruit to flower. Now this flower is filled with ants, but do you see how they do not have a protruding section? They have just something that's quite a bit smaller. Those ants are probably going to pollinate this for me, but I want to show you how to pollinate it on your own by doing what's called hand pollination. Now, a lot of gardens, unfortunately, today are seeing a lack of bees and a lack of pollinators due to all the chemicals that are spread across fields and gardens. I try really hard here to very minimally use chemicals because even organic chemicals can harm the bees. See, I have hair sticking out there. And so people are having a problem with their squash and zucchini not getting pollinated. Let me show you what it looks like when that happens. You just see this really sad little squash down here. All my weeds are in the way. Let me pull that real quick. That really sad little squash down here, it just falls right off the vine, and you can tell it is rotting from the blossom end. That is because pollination did not occur. So this now is trash. To keep that from happening, you can take a male flower, and we're just going to pull this one off here. And this one is not all the way open, so let me open it up. I'm just going to peel the flower away. And the first thing I want to show you is can you see how much pollen? Can you see how much pollen is spilled in the bottom of this flower? So this is the male part of the flower that sticks out. And what we're gonna do is take this male part of our flower and go to our female part and just rub it all over that little piece in the middle. You wanna get it inside, on the outside. Just make sure and rub that pollen all over it. That little zucchini is now pollinated, and that fruit will continue to grow. This is also a great tip to know because sometimes your plants will put out all male flowers and sometimes they'll put out all female flowers, and so sometimes you won't have both at the same time. So if you have an excess of male flowers, sun's getting in my eyes. If you have an excess of male flowers, you can just take those from your plants and store them in your fridge for up to 3 or 4 days, and then when you have all of those female flowers that need pollinated, you can bring those back out and hand pollinate all of your female flowers so that you end up with beautiful squash like these, and like these, and like these. Now remember I said that all flowers are not created equal. A lot of the flowers in your garden, such as those on your tomato plants, have both male and female parts in one. Although they still need pollination to happen, it happens within that single flower, not from multiple flowers. And so a great way to get good pollination on your tomato plants is just to shake your flower bundles. I like to do it by just grabbing a hold of my cattle panel and shaking the whole thing. And then that helps me to ensure that every single one of these blooms will turn into a beautiful tomato. And green beans are the exact same way. Their flowers have both male and female parts, and a lot of times they have already pollinated before that flower even opens. They need no help getting pollinated. They do that all on their own. Cucumber flowers do need pollination. Some varieties don't, but the ones that I plant here in my garden do. So you can see that there's a cucumber attached to this flower, so it is a female. Let me find a male. This flower here has no fruit, just a stem, so it is a male. You can pollinate cucumbers the exact same way. So we can pull that male flower off. So in the same way that you did with the squash, I have removed the leaves from that male flower, and I will just take it and rub it around on the inside of that female flower to ensure good pollination. And then that little cucumber soon will turn into something worth eating. Join me back in the garden next time for hopefully I was able to teach you something, and you can go out and make sure that hopefully I was able to teach you something today, and you'll be able to go out and use this knowledge in your own garden. I will see you. I will see you next time.